Hello students, today I would like to give you the introduction of economics. The question arises here, what is economics? Economics. Economics is a subject of money matters. There are many definitions of economics like wealth definition, welfare definition, scarcity definition, and growth oriented definition, and many definitions of economics. Economics is that branch of knowledge that studies consumption, production, exchange, and distribution. You all know that economics is a very interesting subject. In my last video, I have already explained what is the importance of economics and why economics is studied in the different colleges, schools, and different universities. As you know that economics is a very popular subject. There are many definitions of economics, and all the definitions were defined in the different ways. The set of definitions given by different economists can broadly be classified into the following 5 categories. Number 1, wealth definition, that is given by Adam Smith. Adam Smith, the father of modern economics, in his book An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nation in 1776 defined that economics is an inquiry into the factors that determine the wealth of a country and its growth. Adam Smith emphasized the production and expansion of wealth as the subject matter of economics. According to Adam Smith, economics is a science of wealth. Adam Smith said, economics is a social science that it studies economic activities. Adam Smith's definition was known as the classical definition, and it is also the wealth definition. According to Adam Smith, economics is an inquiry into the factors that determine the wealth of a country and its growth. Adam Smith's definition was a classical definition, and he was also known as father of economics and classical economist. But Adam Smith's definition was also criticized. First of all, I would like to say some features of Adam Smith's definition. What are the main features or characteristics of Adam Smith's or wealth definition? First, that Adam Smith's definition exaggerates emphasis on wealth. Number 2, inquiry into the creation of wealth and a study on the nature of wealth. Adam Smith's definition was criticized by Professor Marshall. Professor Marshall was also known as neoclassical economist. Alfred Marshall, in his book Principles of Economics, published in 1890. According to Marshall, economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. It examines that part of individual and social action which is most intimately connected with attainment and use of material requisites of well-being. The main features of Marshall's definition are: economics is a social science and it studies the economic activities of a social, normal, or real man. Wealth is a means while its end is human welfare. Wealth is for man and man is not for wealth. The central point in the study of economics is man's material welfare. These all are the features of Marshall's definition. But there are many criticisms of Marshall's definition. Marshall's definition, once again criticized by the modern economists. The first criticism is the wrong concept of material good. And the economics has no relation with the material welfare. Marshall's definition classified economic activities in two parts, that is, economic activities or human activities. Means the human activities are classified into two parts, economic and non-economic activities, which was not correct. In the opinion of Robbins, the economic and non-economic are not clear at all. And the Marshall's classification of the all human activities, totally wrong concept. So, the Marshall's definition was better than one given by Adam Smith because of the aforesaid criticism. It was also rejected after some period of time. Nowadays, the classical and the neoclassical economists like Adam Smith and Marshall's definition was not applied. And now come to the definition of Robbins. Lord Robbins, in his book An Essay on Nature and Significance of Economic Science, published in 1932, has defined economics in these words. Economics is a science that studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. The important features of Robbins' definition are as follows. Robbins said that human wants are unlimited. We cannot count, but the means is limited, and there was the alternative use of resources or efficient use of scarce resources. Robbins' definition studies the human behavior as the relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. The Robbins definition emphasizes on human wants. There are unlimited human wants, which is the fact of life. When one want gets satisfied, another want crops up. Scarce means it refers to the scarcity of resources. Resources are scarce in relation to wants. All wants cannot be satisfied. Human beings have to decide which wants satisfaction they desire first. And alternative uses. This refers to alternative uses of scarce resources. For example, coal is used in factories, in running all railways and in thermal station for electricity generation by the households, etc. There are so many criticisms of Robbins' definition. The Robbins definition neglects the economic growth and development. What is the development of the economy cannot explain in Robbins' definition. Robbins' definition, like a scarcity definition, shows inadequate consideration for national income or nation's income and employment. One more criticism of Robbins' definition: economic problems may originate from excess supply. The Robbins definition also criticized by Professor Samuelson. Samuelson's definition was known as growth-oriented definition. Samuelson was known as a very renowned economist or modern economist. According to Samuelson, economics is the study of how people and society end up choosing with or without the use of money to employ scarce productivity resources that could have alternative uses to produce various commodities over time and distributing them for consumption now or in the future among various persons or groups in society. Samuelson's definition analyzed cost and benefits of improving patterns of resources allocation. So, Professor Samuelson's definition shows economics is the study of men and society choose with or without the use of money to employ the scarce productive resources which have alternative uses to produce various commodities over time and distribute them for consumption now and in future among various people and various groups of society. The main features of Samuelson's definition: the definition is based on growth oriented. Samuelson emphasizes the word growth. What is growth? Growth means when the national income increase, per capita income increase over a long period of time. That is known as growth. So, Samuelson explained about the growth. Number 2, the main features of the Samuelson definition, that is dynamic allocation of consumption. Economics is a science. And number 3, improvement of resources allocation. The next economist was Professor Keynes, John Maynard Keynes. John Maynard Keynes was a very famous economist, and his definition is known as human problem oriented definition. Professor Keynes wrote a book. The name of the book is The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, which was published in 1936. In this book, Professor Keynes explained economics as an interpretation of current economic life or as a study of economic society in which we live. The Keynesian definition also based on the human problem oriented definition. Keynesian economics is based on two main ideas. First, aggregate demand is more likely than aggregate supply to be the primary cause of a short-run economic event like a recession. Second, wages and prices can be sticky, and so in an economic downturn, unemployment can result. Keynesian definition is a very important definition for the macroeconomics. The features of Keynesian definition: more emphasis on demand aspects of economic activities, greater emphasis on government intervention in economic activities, a study on the psychological behavior of human being, introduce speculative demand for money. The criticism of Keynesian definition: rise of government expenditure may lead to fall in private investment. Government authority cannot measure the demand of people. Influence of political and bureaucratic pressure upon the fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is not suitable. Monetary policy might be suitable to tackle economic problem. These are the criticism of Keynesian definition. Now, I explained all the definition. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you to everybody.